as a carry player or not. And Seb, are you here? Do you want to do lineups?
Yeah, sure. We've got Trolf on the Death Prophet, and we've got Felony, aka Stay Safe Poverty Ghost on the Nature's Prophet top. We've got Ella, I can't even see his fucking name, Elkabed?
Yeah.
On the Bloodseeker. WWD on the Marana, Pizza Dad on the Bane. And on the Dire, we've got Arteezy on the Skywrath Mage, PPD on what I'm assuming is going to be a 4th position Doom this game, JMS on the Vengeful Spirit, and I'm not quite sure who Brown is, but he's playing Tide, Jeppins on the Satchel.
That's Broodstar.
Oh, Broodstar.
Yeah,
nice.
BT Juby, as he's known on Dota. Because he stole Juby's account, like, who knows how long ago.
30 seconds to battle.
Like, I brought up the 4th position Doom. I'm pretty sure that some Chinese teams at TI's, like, I really hate referring to TI, but I'm pretty sure it was either LGD or Vici that ran the 4th position Doom at, during the TI group stages, and it worked pretty well for them. With Devour, he's able to make up for the fact that he's not in lane last hitting, and he usually gets like a mech pretty early.
Yeah, we've seen PPD pick a lot of like these semi-farming carries or semi-farming supports for himself today. We've seen him. I've seen like an Alchemist pick from him. I've seen this Doom pick. One game he picked Sand King, but somebody else played it. And then he had that Elder Titan pick as well, which he wasn't really farming that well on, but you have the potential with Elder Titan to be farming at any point in the game, so. And it looks like he's gonna actually be sitting in the lane solo right now. They're gonna try and roam on this this Death Prophet right here. They're gonna lead off with the BS stun, in comes the Arcane Bolt. The Tide Hunter just gushes him, and they're gonna be able to take him down. And it looks like Broodstar's gonna get a little low here, but they're not gonna be able to do anything with the Bane Marana coming back, because they were just like all stacked up in creeps, so you can't really Nightmare one to hit him with the arrow. And Prob's gonna instantly TP back to lane.
It's a pretty good start for the Dire, for PPD and his crew. And it just seems like Brood is gonna camp here. Where's Arteezy going? Is he heading top? I don't know. A lot of action here in the mid lane.
Yeah, I guess Arteezy is actually going to be playing the support. He picked up a smoke, so this is going to be like, I don't know, pretty fun. We don't usually see Arteezy in this role, but right now they're picking out the Centaur. It looks like they're going to want to go on him. I think he's like disconnected or something. He's standing completely still. Like, nobody paused for him. I'm really surprised about that. They're just going to like let him die.
Oh, he might make it out here. Who knows? Oh, no, he spoke too soon. Felony on the Nature's Prophet though.
I could have swore he was lagging right there. He was just like standing still while getting auto attacked. Wow, Loomdone. Much flame, Loomdone. So anyways, it is gonna be the Bloodseeker farming in the bottom lane. They're doing this roaming Marana stuff. She was actually trying to stack neutrals and died to them, so it was probably from the Thunderclap because of the Nature's Prophet walking near. Some weird 2-hero interaction there. Not a good start for the Marana. She's gonna lose some experience because of that. And there's gonna be a smoke up and a roam mid with Arteezy and Broodstar coming in. And it looks like Trop is gonna go down here easy peasy yet again. There's a lot of armor reduction coming out from that Wave of Terror and Gush from the Tide Hunter.
Broodstar calling himself out.
Yeah.
That's some next level shit.
And Grant, always ready to Slavanov, is there to confirm. And it looks like Arteezy is actually positioning himself in bottom lane, so they're probably going to go for another gank here. They spot the Vengeful Spirit walking bottom though, so.
This looks like it could be ugly. Oh, he tries to go for the stun, maybe he gets it off now. Yep. But a defensive save from Pizza Dad, but JMS gets the stun and it's a pretty easy kill for Jeppins. They get the
Yeah,
arrow on Arteezy though. Maybe they can get something off of this. Arteezy getting really, really low. It looks like he might go down here. So it's a 1-for-1 trade between the teams. I don't think they should go any further.
Yeah, they had a really nice arrow from WWD, and that was actually a really nice defensive sleep from Bane. I just think he should have immediately auto-attacked it off the Bloodseeker, and put it back on himself, and then dispelled it, and maybe the Bloodseeker would have been safer. Maybe would have made it out there.
I'm gonna go after WWD, and the Mirana again. He leaps out of the way of the magic missile. He's gonna grab him, yeah. And so nice arrow on JMS. Arteezy's still being really aggressive here. They spot the Bloodseeker, and they're gonna go in. Oh god, what are you doing, buddy? Nice defensive sleep from Pizza Dad. He's gonna come in and try to get something done here. He goes on Jeppins. So Arteezy gets the magic missile off. Pizza Dad gets low, so does Jeppins, and they both trade. You see Bloodseeker coming back in. He's going after the Vengeful Spirit. She's silenced, so she's gonna try to feed herself to the neutrals, and she manages to do so. Some really hectic Dota happening here in this incredibly professional Dota environment.
Yeah, and PPD is actually farming away in the top lane. He already has his Hand of Midas recipe. He's got about 400 gold. He's actually got his Hand of Midas completed. Actually, he had the Gloves of Haste as well. So he is definitely ready to move into the mid game with a lot of gold, a 5-minute Hand of Midas, and a free lane. So. And the Death Prophet actually managed to pick up 2 kills during that engagement bottom, so that's pretty huge for him. He's going to be able to come back a little bit from that, and by clearing this stack here. So even though he had a tough time early and died twice, he's starting to come back into it. It looks like they're actually going to give the mid lane to Arteezy now, so he's going to start getting some levels of experience while Broodstar stacks the hard camp.
I think this would be a really optimum time for Radiant to start pushing now that they've got the Exorcism up on 12. They managed to even up the score a little bit, so it would be a good time to exert some pressure while, you know, Broodstar is mucking about in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, Brood does have his Ravage. He is level 6, but if they did go for the push, I think the Dire would be hard pressed to stop it, just because they don't have a whole lot of TPs on anybody. The Centaur doesn't have TP. They don't have Stampede ready. Brew doesn't really have a vehicle for his Ravage. It would just have to be a walk Ravage. And it looks like they're actually going to send 4 people bottom, try and pick up the Centaur. Felony is going to TP in and trap him in the trees, but there's going to be 2 TPs in. The Tidehunter's here, the huge Ravage that takes out Felony, and the Vengeful Spirit's also here, so he can set something up. There's going to be a Nightmare on him, but it's not going to be to any avail.
Radiant's middle tower is under
WWD
attack.
just gets out with 16 life, so really close, almost 3 kills for them there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And looks like the Centaur's actually going to TP in mid. Maybe they were thinking about going on Trout there, but they didn't have Stampede yet. He's about 40 experience from level 6, so
Radiant's bottom tower is under
a bit
attack.
unlucky for him, but they're going to apply some pressure to bottom tower.
Yeah, so far we've seen some like really solid reactions coming out of the Dire. Like they've made good rotations. They've gotten some good cooldowns off, and they've managed to just like really keep the Radiant from pushing their towers. This is what they really need to like focus on, is like just getting some really good like 3-4 man team fights where they have the
Radiant's
advantage,
bottom tower is
getting
under
some
attack.
skills off, getting some kills, and keeping Trolf and everybody else off the
Dyer's
towers.
top tower is under attack.
And Broodstar is going off about how shitty the Blizzard is and how like really tiresome the game Hearthstone can be.
There's gonna be a rupture here on Tidehunter. Brood is silenced, and it looks like he's not gonna be able to do anything about it. He's gonna try and TP out right here, but I don't think it's gonna be able to. Oh wow, he barely makes it with like 50 health is what I saw when he TP'd out. So really, really close on that TP. Really smartly played by him. If he had TP'd like a half second after, he would have died there. And it looks like WWD is gonna go fishing for an arrow here. Is it gonna land? It's gonna be really close, but Vengeful Spirit just barely manages to skirt out of there.
A really nice play from the Tidehunter, honestly.
Yeah, that was a huge play from Brute. It was just, I mean, he didn't really have an option to
Radiant's middle tower
get away
is under
besides
attack.
TPing out, but just the fact that he had the presence of mind and went for it, just took the chance, was definitely paid off for him. I'm surprised WWD like is such a low level. He's only level 4 still, so
Dire's middle tower
it's
is
not like
under
too bad
attack.
in comparison to
Dire's structures
the,
are fortified.
the Dire supports, but he needs to try and find levels on that Mirana. And
You guys stampede off mid. Looks like they're going to try and make something happen here. Unfortunately, no one on the Radiant's out of position to get anything done. So, kind of a waste on Jeopardy's behalf there.
yeah, and Arteezy actually seems like he's transitioning really well into a more of a farming role. He's level 7, he has his arcane boots up, he's just chilling in top lane, just getting the free farm that he wants, and WWD is going to go and meet him there, but
Radiant's
he actually
top
has 0
tower
last
is
hits on
under
this
attack.
Mirana. I mean, he's actually just been completely in a roaming role right now, so
Yeah, from what I've seen out of the American qualifiers and like other like semi-pro tournaments, WWD is the kind of player that really likes
Dire's middle
or rather
tower
really
is under
enjoys
attack.
pressuring his opponents and using his spells rather than sitting in the lane and farming. It's something that he excels at, and, but it's just not turning out for him right now.
And Brutestar's actually going to try and deny this tower right here. I think the Death Prophet's going to go for the last hit, but she
Dire's
barely
middle
misses
tower
it.
has been denied.
And he manages to get the deny. It was a really nice try by Trout, but he should have waited for one more attack.
It looks like
And,
PPD's doing really solid. He's at the top of the last hit board right now. And looking at the gold graphs, it's responding to PPD's farm. They're about 750 ahead in gold. So it's not sizable, but it's still something.
Yeah, it's not that bad, especially for the fact that they're only missing one tower on the Dire. Like if they had a tower to match the
Radiant's
Radiant's
middle
one tower, then it
tower
would.
is under attack.
But there's actually gonna
Dire's
be a
bottom
rupture here on
tower is
Centaur. He's
under
gonna have
attack.
to TP back home, and so it looks like that Dire's gonna apply some pressure to this top tower, and they have the top tower about 75%, the bottom tower pretty low. They're actually gonna dive WWD here, but it's a really easy kill for them with 3 heroes, and it looks like they'll be able to take out this tower now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So after they take
Dire's
this tower,
bottom
I would be
tower
really
is
surprised
under
if
attack.
we didn't see them move on and
Radiant
try and take that
structures
one
are
too,
fortified.
and get the gold swinging more in their favor. But
Radiant's top
Crowd's
tower
actually
is
going to
under
show up here.
attack.
He's got a hand of Midas, and WWD is going to throw an arrow. They're going to try and respond to this. Brood actually gets hit by an arrow, gets the silence on him, gets the death wave, and he's going to have to back up. Crimp Swarm. Why did I say death wave?
They've sent a lot of heroes up top to try and keep this tower. The thing is that, like, they've got the Death Prophet, they've got a lot of fantastic global presence, but once they start losing towers, like, what can they really do? It seems like Radiant's draft really relies on them having superior map control and being able to move freely.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And also, like, it's kind of a snowball draft too. Like, when you have a Bloodseeker, if you're not ahead by experience and gold, you're gonna have some problems. And like right now they're behind, and
Radiant's top tower
the
is
same thing
under
with the
attack.
Prophet. Like if your Prophet isn't like a little bit richer than everybody else in the game, then you're gonna have problems with that. He has a Midas, he has a Phase Up, he has 1400 in the bank, so he's not doing bad at all. But they
Radiant's
really
top
need
tower
to
has been denied.
start like taking some map presence, like you said. Like they need to exert their will on the map here. And they're gonna do that by picking up the Centaur here. There's gonna be a turnaround on Trout. He's gonna take the Skywrath stun and the Doom. They're going on the Bloodseeker, and he's gonna fall to the BS stun and the Anchor Smash, and Fade's gonna have to TP out. The Ghosts come out from Trout with a buyback, and they're gonna be able to turn on the Vengeful Spirit, but I don't know if they'll be able to clean anybody else up here, and the Centaur is ready. ready to run in and stomp. He's gonna be able to find Felony and double-edged stomp kills him.
And then the thing is they still have Ravage. Like, if the Radiant still want to go in on this, Broodstar is just ready to pop that R. Throw out
yeah, he's doing a really good
arrow.
job of saving it so far, actually, not waiting to use it for the counter initiate rather than just running it at enemies.
Grant giving the Centaur a good pat on the back there.
I can never tell when Grant's being sarcastic unless I actually watch what he's talking about, and I missed that. Well, Arteezy is saying that everyone in the game is under farm, but his teammate PPD is like the one hero that isn't quite under farm. He's got a drum Midas phase in 14 minutes with 2,400 sitting in the bank, so he is very much on top of the gold. And looking towards his next item. Blink Dagger, we could see a Shiva's here. There's quite a few options available to him. And Bane's gonna get picked off trying to run around and plant wards at Ancients, I believe. WWD is also gonna get picked up with a very mistimed leap. Bounces off the cliff. But Felony's gonna be able to take top tower in the meantime.
And this is the kind of stuff that we really need to be seeing out of the Radiant. Like, we need to see some split push. We need to see some expansion of control happening. Like, Felony's doing a pretty good job. Like, he wasn't doing too well in terms of farm, but he's at least opening the map up for his teammates, which is really important.
Yeah, exactly. And the Doom actually did pick up the Blink Dagger, so he's gonna be able to have that really clutch initiate with the Blink Doom. And Felony also picked up his Blink Dagger, so he's gonna be able to blink into trees and create tree ants while side pushing lanes. So he's definitely going for a side pushing build here. And there's gonna be a stampede, but not before Pizza Dad can actually ult him, and they're gonna be able to ravage the VS. So this is going to be a nice little turnaround for Radiant and some much needed gold and experience for them. The VS was only level 6, but the Centaur was level 10, so that's a huge deal for the Radiant team there, and they're going to be able to push this bottom tower off of that.
Yeah, that was a really fantastic grip coming out of Pizza Dad.
Yeah, that was like a pretty long duration
Dire's bottom tower
grip there, and stopped the Centaur from getting in range to stomp them, so... looks like Felony is gonna pause right as Trouf is dying to Broodstar mid. And Trouf's gonna go ahead and unpause and try to continue his jukes, which are actually gonna be successful, but Brood does have his Blink Dagger coming up in just 1 second. He's gonna blink, gush. Is he gonna get the anchor off? No, he just attacks. And Trouf is gonna fall.
Out. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The last game that we saw out of Brood, it was him on the Nyx Assassin, and he really didn't make a whole lot of impact, but like it just seems that Brood has a capacity for just playing from behind. He always makes himself felt, it seems, in these games.
Yeah, and I mean, he also, I know that he plays commonly on like 200 to 300 ping, and even though that sounds like a pretty bad ping to play on, like, he's actually adapted to it and usually plays on that ping, so he's quite used to it, I believe. It's probably just the variations in ping that more than just the high ping itself. There's gonna be a big stampede out here to set up the Ravage. He's gonna get a Ravage on the Bane and the Morena. Morena's gonna try to leap away, but she's gonna get swapped back into the 4 of the Dire. And Trauma's gonna call GG here.
Radiant's middle tower
I really don't think he needs to be doing that. Like, they still have the option to kind of drag this game out in their favor. Like, Felony's doing a good job split pushing. It's just really bad positioning, I guess, coming out from the Radiant.
Well, and the Radiant does have 2 Midas, and they are actually ahead in gold even after all that. I mean, now that the tower died, it might have gone back down. Yeah, it's about even now that the tower died, but with the 2 Midas and the split pushing of Felony, they do have a chance, you're right. If they can just get towards the dire high ground, start taking down towers
Dire's bottom
with
tower
those tree
is under
ants, with
attack.
that Death Prophet ultimate, but I don't know, I don't see that happening for them right now. But Peacegod's gonna get silenced right here, and Arteezy is actually gonna TP
Dyer's
out. A really
bottom
nice
tower
TP by
is under
him.
attack.
Sick. The sick brag's coming out of Broodstar.
Alright, we have to recognize that recognition given. Oh, what were you saying?
It looks like PPD is going for the Shivas,
Dyer's bottom tower
which is
is
kind
under
of
attack.
odd, but seeing that the... Oh, when did Centaur just got his Blink Dagger, right?
Yeah, I think so. He actually went for the Tranquil's Ring of Basilius build, and he wasn't getting like too much farm in the offlane actually. He has 5 deaths, so it's pretty late blink, but with 5 deaths it's not like abominably late. And the Shivas is like a pretty good pickup, I think, because Doom just really needed an armor item. And with like Shiva's Stampede, like nothing's ever really gonna get away, so I think it's a pretty good pickup.
Yeah, it's just they want to make sure that they have like really solid links in terms of control. Like they can pretty much initiate with almost anybody on their team now. They've got long range initiation coming out of the Vengeful Spirit and out of the Skywrath Mage. Plus they've got the Ravage. Plus they've got Stampede and Stomp. They just want to
Radiant's
make
bottom
sure that they
tower
have
is
this
under
long,
attack.
continuous link of control during
Radiant
team
structures
fights.
are fortified.
Yeah, and I mean at this point, like you said, with all their initiation abilities, like it's more
Radiant's
on
bottom tower has
Broodstar to
fallen.
actually hold the Ravage and use it as like counter initiate. I think it's quite powerful that way for sure. And he's actually going to be able to pick off Felony in a 2v1 situation, and WWD is going to follow the Arteezy ultimate.
I am a tool of the greater good. What does that make you?
That was some sick body blocks coming out of Brood too. Yeah, exactly. Wow. Incredible. Amazing. Trump is gonna go for the exorcism. He's gonna start chasing down Brood. He gets him. And they've got a sleep on Arteezy. He's gonna manage to get himself out. Nice stomp coming out of Jeppins. Felony comes in and tries to finish off Arteezy, and he gets him. Jeppins is trying to juke his way through the forest. He's going for the TP. Will he get out? And it looks like he will. Awesome. Fantastic. So it's a 2 for 0, I think.
Yeah, well no, because the reason why they were all down there was because Tide was picking off Felony in the woods, and then they got WWD, so it was Felony and WWD for the Skywrath and Tide. They just died quite a bit, like, after. And Felony actually bought back for that, so he was well on his way to, I guess, like a Lincoln's, but now it's delayed quite a bit.
So let's talk about items, because what do you think we should be seeing out of this Mirana? It looks like she's got Urn so far. Do you think she'll go for the 4-step this game?
Yeah, she has the Ring of Regen picked up, but there's also a strong possibility it'll be a mech. They don't actually have one on the team. The Death Prophet had a Bracer earlier, but I guess sold it to get the Yules out faster. But she isn't going to be going for mech, and Arteezy's going to get another huge ultimate on Elkabed. The Gush with the concussive shot combo is just like nothing ever actually gets out of the ultimate by the time it's over, so in those 2 seconds you just fry the Arteezy ultimate. And he has the Ghost Scepter up. He's going to be going for the Ethereal Blade, it looks like, which is a really strong choice on that hero. It has huge int gain. And Arteezy showing a little bit of the micro there. He drops the Ghost Scepter before using Arcane Boots.
Sick item management. I thought I was supposed to be out for a second.
And they're going to go ahead and take Roshan here. There's nothing really that the Radiant can do about it. They're just going to try and push out lanes in the meantime and get some gold. Miranda's smoked up, but I don't think she's ever actually going to be able to find anything like this. And they're going to move immediately down into the Radiant jungle. It looks like they're going to be trying to take a fight and then a tower on top of this. There's a defensive sleep out here onto the Tide Hunter, but even with the Shivas, it looks like he's gonna die. Nice little juke there, getting away from the Centaur Stomp. And PPD is still on the hunt, is actually gonna be able to find him. He turns the fire on, here comes the E, but oh, before he can, the Nightmare actually gets thrown out. Another good Nightmare from Pizza Dad. And he actually went Tread, so he's quite low on mana now. He's gonna have to go back to base, I think, and heal up.
Pizza Dad's been really solid. I think Bane's his hero. Like, I'm a big fan of Bane. He's like one of the few heroes I learned how to play, like back in Han. Back when he was 7 or something, I think. I've always been kind of disappointed to see that not a whole lot of people put the same building priority on it. Oh damn.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Sniped.
Yeah, Brute Star's Courier Micro wasn't quite strong enough there. And looks like there's going to be a Centaur Stomp out on Elkabet. He's definitely going to fall down here, even with all the low heroes and the movement speed. He just runs the wrong way, so...
Yeah, we often see Bane in combination with Mirana, but the way that Pizza Dad's been playing with playing this game, he doesn't even need the Mirana.
Yeah, he's more been using Nightmare as like a defensive spell and everything,
Dire's
and he's gotten actually like a couple
attack.
really good grips off. But it's just, I don't know. I think there's like some draft issues here. Like, even though the Bloodseeker, like, I thought it was a pretty good pickup in the early game, it's not actually doing enough. He didn't get the farm that he was looking for, and he was forced into an early BKB even before Yasha. So he's not actually putting out a whole lot of damage. If he'd been able to have a little bit of a better game early and get that Yasha out earlier before he got BKB, he would be putting out a lot more damage right now. But looks like Arteezy's actually got an Invis Rune here, and he's got an Aegis of him more, so he's feeling pretty confident to walk into the Radiant jungle here.
Yeah, like, to be honest, who exactly are you going to rupture and expect a kill from? It's the Centaur, the Doom, or the Tide, and expect a kill from them. Like, they've got some pretty tanky heroes, and they've got long-range initiation, so chances are, if you try to get in close enough for a rupture, you're just gonna get initiated on.
Yeah, I mean, Rupture is like a pretty long cast range, but it's definitely hard to get in close enough to actually be able to like capitalize on it. Like, you cast it on them and you're just gonna lock them down. It's not really about being able to get the kill off of them. At least alone as a Bloodseeker, you're definitely gonna be very reliant on your team to bring out more damage or something off of you locking them down. But I think the draft was more centered around being able to rupture someone and then the Nature's Prophet TP in and pick them off. They have a very like gank-centered lineup with the Nightmare and Arrow combo and the Nature's Prophet TP in. They just weren't able to capitalize on it early. The only person they really managed to kill a lot was the Centaur.
Yeah, and Felony's managed to get himself a Scythe of Lice, so hopefully this means that we'll start being more of an active participant in team fights.
Dire's top tower.
Looks like they're gonna try to make a move up here on top.
Radiant's
And it
bottom
looks like
tower
it
is
might
under
go down.
attack.
Jumpins activates his blade mails to try to get something off. PPD blinks in, but there's no one there to hit on. He activates his Shiva. This guy gets a phenomenal grip on PPD, and we see a great Ravage coming out of Broodstar. Doom goes off on Trowel. We've lost this. We've lost the Bane and we've lost the Centaur. Looks like 12 might go down here. He goes down to PPD, and let's see if they can follow this up. Felony's gonna TP. He's gonna blink and TP out. Unfortunately, Broodstar is just a few
Radiant's
seconds
bottom
off.
tower is under attack.
Yeah, and you're seeing right here just the amount of control that comes out from the Dire team fight. They have
Radiant's
a lot of
bottom
stuns,
tower
a
is under
lot of
attack.
interrupts, a lot of silences. It's a lot to deal with for the Radiant team. And as we saw in that fight, like Trow paddled the Ghost out. He was fighting like pretty well. He has the Bloodstone. He's quite tanky, but he just wasn't able to do anything through the Doom and just got picked off by 3 heroes. And his team wasn't really able to do anything. There's just too much weakness out. But our team's actually gonna get caught out here a little bit. He's gonna get trade in, but it doesn't even really matter. I mean, he has the Ghost Scepter, he has the Aegis of the Immortal. What can Felony do besides feed?
Yeah, that's something that most people have accused Felony of being really familiar with.
Dominating.
And there's gonna be a Ravage here on, or excuse me, Rupture here on Broodstar in the bottom lane, but
Radiant's
the
top
Yules had already
tower
been
is
used,
under
so
attack.
he just TP'd out afterwards.
That's a Lundan posits a good question, honestly. Like, I've heard people say, you know, Bloodstone isn't worth it on DP. If you can just get Yules and drums, that'll solve the mana problems. Like, is Bloodstone really worth it when you could just go drums, Yules, and then you transition to a Heart later?
I think Bloodstone's garbage. I would much rather be like working towards a Heart. It's about the same cost, and I think Yule's Heart is a lot better, but or like Lumen said, a Rod of Atos is also good.
Yeah, I do like Rod of Atos. It got buffed recently, but I don't think enough people are building it. Man, Trolf is just, he's got that white boy humor.
Yeah, he called GG like, I don't know, like 15 minutes ago, and I just don't think he wants to be in the game anymore. But yeah, like I think Rod of Atos is okay on that hero. I don't think it's like better than like the Yule's Shiva's Heart Shiva's build, but
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Top one for the backstab. Manages to get his ghost off of Wolfie. Fucking sick ass damage coming out of Broodstar. He's gonna get Trolf. He's gonna go after Pizza Dagger. Pizza Dagger would be awesome. Sleep. Blink stomp from Jeppin. Pizza Dagger manages to get totally wrecked on. Arteezy goes in and tries to get something done. Come on, run, you got the elite now.
Radiant's bottom tower
Go for the
has fallen.
fall, and she's gonna completely feed for it.
and
Radiant's bottom tower
now it's
is
just gonna
under
be an
attack.
easy push in for the Dire. They have all the tools they need to be able to
Dire's
win this
top tower
game,
is under
and
attack.
frankly they pretty much ended the game like
Radiant's
10
bottom
minutes
barracks
ago.
are under attack.
Even though they were fluctuating on gold quite a bit, it's now dipped heavily in their favor, about 5,000 gold. The experience is over 12,000 in their favor, and they have a lane around,
Dire's
so
top tower is under it.
there's pretty
Radiant's
much
bottom
nothing
barracks
that
has fallen.
the Radiant can do. The only reason why they were even so close in gold was Midas, and they didn't really spend it very efficiently on items, and their heroes just don't transition as well either, or fight as well.
Dire's
And,
top tower has been denied.
Damn.
And Radiant called for GG's.
You gotta give it up to Felony though. He's still trying despite the fact that this game's pretty much over.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go Maelstrom. Like, that's usually the build that you will see with this Blink Dagger Furion. He'll either go Maelstrom right after Blink or after Shiva's. Or after Scotty, excuse me. Why am I saying everything wrong? Scythe of Ice. He'll go Maelstrom after Scythe of Ice, but I don't know, he's going for the Orchid now, which is actually a really good pickup against their team anyways. They need more silences.
Arteezy with a really important quandary. Himself wrecked down here. PPD goes in for the Doom on Felony. He gets some swings. He manages to completely turn him face down.
Invisibility.
Honestly, I can't see a way for Radiant to try and make their way back into this game. It's looking really difficult. I think they were really
there's
hoping
just
to
gonna have to be
snowball.
throws. There's gonna have to be huge throws. He's just drawing arrows down mid lane. He just wants them to push and in the game. He's tired of it. He knows it's over.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice, 6 suicide.
Chop just throws out the Bloodstone Suicide at full health.
You'll not stop us that easily.
We're fine. It's only
Radiant's
finally
middle
gives in.
tower has fallen.
I can't even keep track of how many GGs have been
Dire victory.
Fun game, very fun game. 0-9 WWD Miranda, I feel bad for him.